I am obsessing over whether something's going on between my mom and our helper help. Hi everyone, I'm a college student, 20M, living in a village about 20 kilometers from the city with my parents' dad, 57, and mom, 45. I'm an only child. My dad's a busy businessman and social worker, always out until late. My mom is at home most of the time. I am feeling really confused about something I've noticed at home. I'm worried I'm overreacting by getting obsessed with it, and I need perspective. Here's where I think I might be overreacting. Our part-time helper, Radha, 32, who I call Rock because he's dark and super muscular, has been acting friendly with my mom. He's known us since I was a kid and does odd jobs like fixing electrical stuff. He's like a big brother to me but has a reputation as a womanizer. He's told me he's into fair-skinned women with curvy figures, which describes my mom perfectly. One evening, I saw them in the courtyard. My mom was washing dishes, crouched down with her sari above her knees, showing her pale calves. They were talking quietly, and she had a shy smile. I crept to the kitchen door and heard her whisper, "Shoo, what are you saying?" "Abay's upstairs." Her tone seemed playful, not upset, and it got my mind racing. I started imagining something going on between them, especially since our house is private, at the end of the street by paddy fields. Last week, my parents were at a family function, and I stayed home with Rock. I got him some whiskey and food to loosen him up, and we talked about his adventures with women. After a few drinks, I asked if he ever thought of my mom that way. He got quiet, then said she's the most attractive woman around. I pushed him, and he hinted at a day last month when he fixed their bedroom fan. It was raining, so he stayed for lunch. He said my mom's sari slipped, showing her cleavage, and she didn't cover up right away. He got close while joking about washing dishes and brushed against her butt, and she giggled but didn't pull away. He didn't admit to anything more, but his smirk made me think something happened. Now I can't stop obsessing. I've been imagining them together, and it gives me a weird mix of curiosity, guilt, and even excitement, which I hate. I've even masturbated thinking about it, which makes me feel awful. I know spying and pushing Rock for details is wrong, but I'm fixated on whether my mom's having an affair and if my dad's absence is pushing her toward it. Am I overreacting by reading too much into their interactions? How do I stop fixating and respect my mom's privacy? I want to focus on. I tricked our helper into confessing he slept with my mom and now I'm feeling devastated. Hi everyone, thanks for the advice on my last post. I'm still struggling with this mess and need help processing a huge update. I know I was told to stop fixating and respect my mom's privacy, but I couldn't let it go. I kept pushing our helper, Radha, M32, about whether he's had any intimate relationship with my mom, F45. He's always denied it, brushing it off with laughs or vague comments. But last night, I messed up big time and got answers I wasn't ready for. I invited Radha over when my parents were out, and we started drinking. I thought if I got him drunk enough, he'd slip up and spill something. After a few drinks, he opened up about his past, bragging about sleeping with women in our area, including shockingly my old math teacher. He went on about how good he is at giving them pleasure and seducing any woman he wants. I don't know why, but I stupidly challenged him, saying there's no way he could bed my mom. I thought he'd laugh it off or deny it again. Instead, he took a sip, got this smug look, and said he's already slept with her. He claimed that he is meeting her privately since 5 years whenever they get chance, and last time happened last week when my dad was on a business trip. He said he spent the entire night with her in her bedroom. I'm so torn up. Part of me was weirdly curious to know, like it's some twisted puzzle I had to solve. But now that I know, I feel crushed. I've always seen my mom as this ideal, perfect woman. How could she sleep with someone like Radha, knowing he's got a reputation as a ladies' man? I feel disgusted thinking about her with this guy I thought was not good despite being like a brother to me. I'm mad at her, mad at him, and mad at myself for pushing this far. I haven't confronted her, and I don't know if I should. I feel like I betrayed her by tricking Radha into talking, but I also feel betrayed by her choices. Am I the overreacting for digging into this and causing this mess? How do I deal with this mix of sadness, anger, and guilt? I want to stop thinking about it, but it's eating me up. Should I talk to my mom or just try to move on? I'm so lost. I told my dad about my mom's affair and set up a situation where we caught them red-handed. Hi everyone, I'm back with a heavy update to my situation, and I'm struggling to figure out if I'm the asshole here. For context, check my last post. I'm M20, and after tricking our part-time house helper Radha, M32, into confessing he's been sleeping with my mom, F45, for years, I've been a wreck of anger, guilt, and betrayal. I couldn't stop obsessing over it, and it's been tearing me apart. I made a terrible choice that's blown everything up, and I need to know if I went too far. After Radha's confession, I was furious at both him and my mom. I felt like I had to act, so I told my dad, M57, everything. I didn't hold back. I shared how Radha bragged about sleeping with mom, including details about their last encounter when dad was on a business trip. Dad was shattered but stayed eerily calm. He said that he needed time to think. I thought that was the end of it, but then I did something I'm not proud of. I couldn't let it go. I wanted proof, or maybe I wanted to hurt them both. I told Dad I suspected they'd meet again soon, and I suggested we catch them in the act to make it undeniable. I knew Mom and Radha sometimes met at our house when no one was around, so I told Radha, pretending I was okay with everything, that Dad and I would be out of town for a day. I gave him a specific time when the house would be empty. Dad agreed to go along with it, though he didn't say much. We set it up perfectly. I made sure Mom thought I was staying at a friend's place, and Dad acted like he was leaving for a work errand. We came back after 1 hour quietly and when we walked into Mom's bedroom, we caught them red-handed fully naked, in the act on the bed. It was gut-wrenching, worse than I'd imagined. Mom was horrified, Radha looked panicked, and Dad just stood there, face blank. He lost it, yelling at them, calling them disgusting, and Radha bolted out. Mom broke down crying, begging us to listen, but Dad just walked away. I felt this sick mix of vindication and regret the second it happened. Now everything's a disaster. Mom's been sobbing, saying I humiliated her. She says she's not excusing what she did but that I had no right to set her up like that. Dad's barely talking to anyone, and I think he's planning to leave. Radha's gone silent, and I don't even care about him anymore. I feel like I took it too far by orchestrating this, but I was so angry about their lies and betrayal. I thought catching them would make me feel better or force them to face the consequences, but I just feel empty and guilty. My family's falling apart, and I can't help but think I'm the one who lit the match. Hi everyone, thanks for the feedback on my last post. I'm back with another update because things have gotten even more complicated, and I'm drowning in guilt. This afternoon, my mom, F45, asked to talk privately, and it was a gut punch of a conversation. I'm still reeling and need help figuring out if I'm truly to blame for this mess. Mom sat me down and said she knows she was wrong for having the affair with Radha, M32. She admitted it was a mistake and that she's been carrying her own guilt. But then she turned it on me, saying I didn't have the maturity to handle what I found out about her affair with Radha. She said I should have warned her after I tricked Radha into confessing about their affair instead of telling my dad, M57, and setting up that awful moment where we caught them red-handed. She said if I'd come to her first, she could have ended things quietly, and Dad wouldn't be in the pain he's in now, barely talking, shutting everyone out, and possibly planning to leave. Mom swore she'll never see Radha again and said she's committed to fixing things, but she blamed me for escalating it to this point, saying I destroyed the family by telling Dad and orchestrating the confrontation. Her words hit hard. I feel awful because she's partly right. I didn't think through how this would hurt Dad or blow up our family. I was so angry and hurt when I found out that I just acted, wanting them to face consequences. Now I'm cursing myself for not handling it maturely and differently, like maybe talking to Mom first to give her a chance to come clean. Seeing Dad suffer, quiet, broken, not himself is killing me, and I feel like I'm the reason he's in this pain. Mom's promise to never do it again makes me wonder if I could have avoided all this by keeping it between us. I'm so lost. Was I wrong for not warning Mom first? Should I have handled this differently to protect Dad's feelings? I don't know how to move forward or stop hating myself for making this worse. Any advice on how to deal with this guilt and what to do next would help. I just want my family to heal, but I don't know if that's even possible now.